For the first project that we have, it's going to be the RedRex app. If you haven't heard of it, don't worry. I'm fairly new to what they're doing as well, but I'm really excited to be able to talk with the team and kind of give a little bit of insight. Last night, if you were a part of the stream, we kind of derived a couple of different questions, and of course, if you guys have anything as we're going along here, be sure to mention it in chat. And Zanzibar, good morning, and King Sakasi, hello, hello. But the gentleman on the line here, guys, how are you doing today?
Hey, how's it going? Glad to be
Good,
here.
good. Okay, so just so people know who you guys are, can you give me your name, what your role is with RedRex, and then we'll get into all the good questions.
Sure. I'm Andrew Burkholtz. I am also a Berkey on the handles on the internet. I'm the co-founder and CEO at RedRex, and then Rick.
I'm going by, what is it now? Big Rick Energy over here. I'm one of the other the other co-founder and the president of RedRex.
So when we were going through this yesterday, I was thinking, okay, this is a platform that could be used in a multitude of different ways. This isn't just for Web3. However, you guys are as well doing an NFT. So whoever wants to take this question, feel free. But can you just explain what RedRex is?
Yeah, so we are, we created this platform about a year ago. We're a venture-backed company. Raised $1.6 million. Rick and I have been starting companies for the last 5 years together. Exited our last company in 2020, an AI company. And then that gave birth to RedRex. And RedRex is like built to be a solution to, our day-to-day life problems. We were in the middle of the lockdown. We had exited our company in March 2020. And, we were all stuck in our houses and we're like, I'm sick of using Zoom and all these other tools. And we still had a team from our old company, and we're like, let's build something better for ourselves. So we created RedRex as like just a really a solution to scratch our own itch, And then it kind of evolved, and we're like, okay, yeah, this is basically a metaverse, and we just kept like iterating on it, using it to build our company. So, it's a metaverse in a different way than anything you've ever seen. I mean, we haven't seen anything like it out there, and I think Rick's going to give you guys a demo so you can see it. It's really hard to articulate, but one of the, like we want to cater to Web2 and Web3, and we want to onboard people into Web3. And you'll see that with the platform and how it's designed.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, because when we were going through it, you guys kind of talked about Decentraland and Sandbox, and to me that kind of stood out of, okay, like they're, recognizing that there's platforms that have a lot of attention for them, but again, they don't have that kind of daily use. So can you give me a rundown about why you think everyone is going to use your platform, and then maybe if we can kind of see a sneak peek of what the platform is?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Rick and I, when we were initially kind of conceiving of this idea and building it, we both have Oculus VR headsets. We're software engineers by trade, and we have been for a long time. And so we love playing around with the newest tech and all that stuff. And when we raised our first round of money, we got a little pressure on like, whoa, should you build this for VR? We're like, yeah, I don't know if I could use that every day. I think in time we could do that. So we built this thing in a way that it can be used on every device. So your phone, your computer, your smartwatch, your TV, your VR headset, and whatever AR devices we come up with. So we intentionally built this platform to be accessible on all the different platforms, right? And so we had to start with the fundamentals, like a two-dimensional structure of the app, right? And you'll see that in the sneak peek.
Okay, awesome. Now, let me know whenever you're sharing that, but otherwise we can kind of roll through some questions. Ignore, what's up? Thanks so much for popping by on here. But the one of the other questions I kind of had with this is, it was referenced within your description and stuff, kind of Discord, and how, pretty much the entirety of Web3 conglomerates there, and that's really what it's used for. Why do you think people, or at least there's a good chance that people would use your platform over Discord, or is that something that you're not necessarily trying to strive for the, scale that Discord is?
Yeah, when we created this, we didn't necessarily think to ourselves, we want to take out Discord. But we ended up creating just based on our own problems, like the best products I think get created by just like really trying to solve a problem in your life. And we're built this platform that's just really great at building communities. And communities come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, whether it's a small business, a sports team, a Discord server, a city, down to like a family, right? And so we really created this unique concept that's like it really lends itself to communities of all shapes and sizes. So how this goes with Discord, I think it can be. We'll see how it plays out, but I think RedRex can be a supplement to Discord or a replacement. And I think one of the big differences with what we're developing here is RedRex allows you to create more one-on-one intimate connections with people, and really build relationships with people in a different way.
Well, and that's a big part of it as well too. That was something that we kind of have done since the beginning of this. Was we said, the big problem with the tools that exist out there for communicating and connecting online, they don't emulate the real world in any capacity. How often do we actually open up and scream to thousands of people when we talk? It just doesn't happen. So that was part of why we did what we did here. So that actually leads really well to me starting a quick demo. So I'll try to keep this on the short end because I can talk for hours and hours, and I do every day about the platform. But I'll try to not blow everybody up on this one. So I am sharing right now, so you guys can hopefully all see
Oh,
the map.
let me see. I'm just checking. I wonder if it's because I have the pop out. If I can return this, I don't see screen share on Discord myself. I don't know if a Berkey, you see it on
Yeah,
Discord. You do.
I can see
Hold
it.
on. What is going
Yep.
on then? That is weird. Yeah, just because of my Discord, it just shows your guys' two panels here.
Oh, it doesn't show watch stream for you.
Participants. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Yo, Skull Kid, thank you so much for the tier 1. Welcome back for 8 months. I am trying to figure that out. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's not good.
Grid. Oh, hold on. Maybe that's it. Oh. I lost a Berkey on webcam. Oh, there we go. It shows that you're live, but I don't know why I can't click on it. Show non-video participants. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm a fish. I got it. All right, sorry about that. I
No
am
worries, no
apparently
worries.
new. All right, there we go. We should be good to go. Have at
Should
her.
be all good to go now. That's awesome. I'm gonna turn my video off just while I'm streaming or sharing my screen because I don't want to murder my bandwidth. So because God knows something will happen and I'll freeze like my partner there. So anyways, when we started this whole thing, we started with the idea of how when you're gonna meet in the real world or you want to connect somebody, have a conversation, do anything with someone, it always starts with the idea of where are we gonna meet? Where is the first question that's always asked? And be it, hey, we're going to meet for coffee, we're going to meet for drinks, lunch, whatever, or at someone's home, it's always location based, which is why we started with a map. And then from the map, we started to kind of go, hey, we need a concept that is very simple. And one thing that we hate about every other platform, doesn't matter what platform it is out there, nobody wants to remember a 12-digit hexanumerical code to find somebody and talk to them online. Like that's just nobody remembers that. And so trying to find a way to do that, we needed something simpler and a little bit easier. So we said, why not just do buildings? And that led us down an entire rabbit hole of kind of the simplest way to organize exceedingly complicated data we could come up with, which is buildings, digital locations. So because everyone knows what a building is, everyone knows that buildings have floors, everyone knows that floors have rooms and rooms have walls. So those are really kind of the 4 pillars of the structure of what we built. And we just started building from there. So when I zoom in here into where we had our office pre-pandemic in Minneapolis, you can see I can click on the location. I don't want to go in yet, but I can click on it. It brings me right in to a location, gives me a little tag on it. It's a little fun 3D map I can interact with. I can move. I can see other buildings, see other locations that are out there, so I can see what's going on. See other people and spaces. When I go into a building, oh, and mind you, by the way, everything is gated at every level. Is kind of how we're doing that. So you have to have an access badge to get into a building. I don't have access to this building. I can ask for access, and then one of the owners of that building can then let me in or decide to let me in if they choose. But I'm restricted at the building level. And when I go into a building, So I see a landing page here with, I can see members, I can see the events that are coming up, I can see some links that we posted, as well as the floors. And the floors are also gated, so you can see there's little lock panels here. And this gating can be done, classic Web2, we assign a badge out or we assign a token to someone that lets them have access, or we can, the floors we're going to be releasing really, really soon to allow you to actually do NFT tokens. The buildings are able to be done on a smart contract. You can just provide a contract ID. We're going to apply that at the lower layers here, hopefully.
Yeah, so I was
So,
sorry to interrupt here, Rick, but
yeah,
like those,
I
so
knew you
on
were going to.
the map, those addresses are going to be tokenized as well. So when you own an address, you get a building, and you get to use that unlimited. So target price points around 300 USD. So at the time when we kind of open this up, you think about being able to use all these different services that Rick's going to show you for life for a pretty low price point. So all these addresses on the map tokenized, and then yeah, he's talking about the gated access. You can actually tie multiple smart contracts to a building, and they could be really anything you can find on ETH, and then we'll support more chains. And you can gate the building. So if you go in, Rick, you can gate the floor level, the building level, and ultimately the room level, which he'll show you.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No. I could feel it coming. We've been together for
Yeah, we've been doing this for over
12,
15
15 years. I knew it was coming.
yeah.
So as I'm going to jump into the floor. So when you go into a floor, we touched on this a little bit earlier about, the AR and the VR type of idea. And we had lots of conversations about that. And we were getting pressure from different people about kind of approaching that idea. So it was built with the idea we'll eventually get there. But right now, the hardware is limiting. I can't take a call and jump in my car. I can't take a sip of coffee with an Oculus on. Right. I'm limited by those things, and they're kind of heavy. After about an hour, it's too much. I got to come out, and get in the real world. So that's why we stuck with a 2D floor map, which is what you're seeing. We stuck with a 2D floor map, and we also went avatarless. We don't want to have an avatar because, everyone, we all have, for the time being. For right now, we'll be able to go wherever we want to in the future and allow people to have the option. But for us, personally myself, when I'm late to a meeting, the last thing I want to do is play a quick round of Super Mario Brothers to get my avatar to the right room to actually jump into a meeting. So we wanted something quick, usable, and easy, and able to be accessible on any platform. So what you're seeing here are these squares, and these squares are different rooms. And these are actual rooms. And the rooms have these little green and red circles. The red means the door is locked or closed. Green means the door is open. So the green means it's public. I can go in. Anyone who has access to the floor can enter and exit as they wish. Red means you have to ask. And so, like Zach here's got his door closed. I can knock. And now he is the owner of that room. He is the only one who can allow me access. And I'm put on a little 10-minute anti-spam. So I can't just sit here and bang on his door till he lets
that's
me in.
incredible.
So he gets to decide who lets me in and who doesn't. And I believe, so this one here is locked. This is our development room. We use this for our daily scrums and our conversations about what we're building and what we're working on. And these rooms start to become, as we use them, more data rooms. And I have a permanent badge to this room, so I can always come and go. But also, if we do meetings and let anyone else in, they wouldn't be able to come in and see our sprint board and things like that are, tethered in this room. So if I just I'll go into one of the rooms we use for marketing.
So everything's saved in there.
Yep. The rooms become like a repository of what's happening and different things. And so we can post links, we can post documents, images, whatever we want to post in here, we can go ahead and post it and have conversations in these rooms. The more you use them, they kind of become these data rooms in essence, and our history of what's going on in these rooms.
Yeah,
so
and you can do announcements and kind of restrict who can see them. And I mean, they're basically micro, feeds or social media feeds.
Yep. Yeah, and each one of these rooms also is the ability to go live. So I just am joined live. So this is our streaming wall here. So I don't know. I don't see Andrew's. Andrew's on. Yeah. He's going to probably jump in here. So you'll see him jump in a second. Oh, I just heard a chime. I don't think you guys heard it. But so now he's live in this room. And if more people come in, they more just come in and they just start joining us real time in the room. And so it's audio first. So obviously I joined, I'm muted, camera's off, everything's off. We spent a lot of time looking at the idea of Zoom fatigue and why people don't like these other tools out there. And one of the reasons, so we've very focused it to be more usable. And I know, I mean, yesterday I was on for, I think, 7 hours live in different rooms throughout the day. Felt fine at the end of the day. So were the people I was talking to. So we're on it. We definitely believe in the whole eat your own dog food
We use it.
concept.
We've been using this product for about a year to run our
Yeah.
entire company. And we don't have a physical office or anything.
Nope. Yeah, and our company is spread across 3 continents. I know Andrew and I both probably have not met at least half of our team at this point because we're all
In
over the
person.
place. Yeah, just digitally. Yes, we've met them digitally. But so when I'm live in a meeting here, I can also wander back to the floor plan, and so I can see there's a meeting happening live. That's me in there. And I can move around, go to other rooms, get data, see what I need, and I'm still actively live in that session. So I can be in a room and exit and still hear what's happening, see what's going on. And I get to also have my favorite game, the Hangout here, which shows which meetings are actually happening right now live. So I can have that old, I'm a very social guy, and I always loved in the meetings play what I used to call groundhog games, where you look over the cube farm and look for the tops of people's heads gathered and go, hey, I want to I want to go talk and socialize. Where are people gathered? This lets me kind of see that there's 2 hangouts now. Oh, Andrew started another one up.
Well, and then maybe you want to show them these floors are completely customizable without writing code.
Yeah,
So you can do this, clicking
disconnect.
buttons and
Yeah, I'll go to a floor it's a little bit less used. And these floors can be used kind of in any capacity. So this is one we've used for events, live events. So we've had some concerts, we've had some comedians, done some different types of events where we've had speakers and things like that, where you can customize these floors, like Andrew's saying, to whatever the need is. So this floor is just smaller, a little easier to customize. So yeah, I can just, quick add a room here, make it a shared room. I can give it an image, I can edit the images, I can change the size of it. If I can use my arrow keys on my keyboard to move it around, do whatever I need to do, assign an owner of the room, and then assign badges. And signing badges would be other people that can come and go, whether or not the door is open or closed. So I can close and open that door. Yeah, it's that simple. I mean, done. That room now exists. It's on the floor, and we can use it for whatever we want. So yeah, it's very simple, easy to use. Try to make it as as user friendly as possible. I will actually delete this before I forget, because I'll forget if I don't delete it. Then people wonder why there's a random room on our events floor.
Well, okay, so I guess a couple different questions here. And again, guys, if you're tuned in right now and you got any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. But what's the yo, Capone, what's up, my guy? Thanks so much for the Prime for 2 months, dude. The NFT portion of it. It feels like this could be used for anything. How come you guys are integrating NFTs with this?
yeah, I was gonna say, there's still other features you haven't shown, like you can tie your wallets to your account. So I think, and then the login. So you can log in with your wallet or email and password, and you kind of have the 2 options: sign up, log in. So it's kind of like offering both options. The gated access components are very critical, so that adds some extra security, especially when you're tying down these different entities, I guess we call them, like the building, the floors, and the rooms. You can tie them to smart contracts, so that if you, for instance, wanted only, say Bored Ape Yacht Club has a building, and you only want apes to be able to get in to things, different parts of the building, that can be enforced completely through smart contract, right? And you can do it the other way too, if you want to keep it open and you want to kind of do it just by assigning people by username or email, things like that. So that's a big portion of how we do it. And then, we have 2 passes coming out: the Founders Pass and the OG Pass. And so the Founders Pass, that's going to be a supply of 500 cities around the world, actually. And when you have a Founders Pass, you can own a city on that map. If you go back to that, Rick, 500 like very well-known cities, which was actually kind of a pain to find 500 good cities around the world, but we got it. And when you own a city on RedRex, you basically become the mayor. And every time someone buys land in that city, or a land transaction occurs in that city, you make a commission / royalty, right? So there's the opportunity to earn passive income, and also brand the city, and kind of promote your community, right? So we're actually talking to, different founders, projects, different communities, different like Web3 professionals and stuff. So we want to make sure, like, Founders Pass is like a pretty exclusive club, and then I guess the last benefit of that is you get access to the Founders Club building, which is 500 people in the space, and help like drive product decisions on RedRex doing voting. The OG pass, that is, for the early adopters of the product, and you're going to get discounts on real estate. We're putting together some really cool like sponsored events and whatnot, so getting free access to that. And I think one of the biggest utilities of it is you're able to come buy land in the metaverse here before everybody else, and that matters because, where I live versus the Eiffel Tower or the Coliseum or Yankee Stadium, right? They have different values associated with them just because of what people, what they know about different locations in the world, right? So OG Pass is going to have a lot of the early adopter benefits, like buying land before we really open this up to the world.
So is there actual, like, so the real life notoriety, etc., is obviously going to play a part in that, but is there a significant difference between, owning like Yankee Stadium versus some, random restaurant in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like kind of how real estate's kind of viewed today. Certain buildings are going to have more appeal. The Coliseum is going to be more appealing and a better known landmark. And so if we were going to meet, and I said, "Hey, do you want to meet? I own the Eiffel Tower." You know right where that is. Whereas if I said, "Here's my address, come find me in, 123 Main Street, blah blah blah," that's a much harder place to find. So yeah, those landmark things are going to be obviously more valuable, for sure. And I think they will drive, prices, the resale on those and things like that will be much higher. Yes, but yeah, it's also going to be about how you use the building, and the idea of it. So we've got some DAOs that are in here. One specifically is now they've gotten pretty big, and they've got, what was it, 12 to 1300 members in their building, and they've done, kind of giveaways on their floors, where they've done competitions and given entire floors to companies that are growing, as well as doing kind of like like-minded companies are kind of grouping on a floor like you would in a shared workspace or a co-working space. So they have, different projects of the similar nature on a floor where they can go talk to each other. Because we do have, some of the other features we haven't even got to yet is the ability to do like group chats. So we have a building chat, individual chat. I can talk to Andrew here. I've got, a building chat where I can talk to everybody in the building. And I can do, multiple people chats, group, combination chats. So chatting is also something that's really fast and easy in here as well. So grouping up in a building, that's, how you group people up and organize them becomes kind of an interesting thing for us to watch how different people in different communities are doing it. Because like I said, this is, or I don't know if I have used the term yet, we've nicknamed this thing the idea virus, because every single person who sees it has a new idea that we haven't usually thought of yet on how they could use it, twist it, think about it.
It's crazy because when I was reading all this, I was like, it sounds kind of interesting, but seeing it actually kind of facilitate in person is definitely got my mind running a little bit. But for the people that are tuned in, that are thinking, hey, like, I'd love to get in on the OG and being kind of like a part of what you guys are building here, what's all the details they need to know regarding the NFT sale?
Yeah. So we're going to be announcing more information on this very soon. We'll be releasing a couple new web pages on our site, doing some announcements in Discords. But we have, the OG Pass is going to have a larger supply. The Founders Pass is the city ownership, which is a smaller supply. And we'll be putting just like a good concrete information on what the benefits of each are very shortly, like in the next 5 days. So stay tuned for that. And I kind of went over it again, but I feel like it's just the two passes to get you different access levels in this product, and then the third NFT is going to be the land sale, right? And that's an ongoing thing. So yeah.
If I was going to ask each of you to pick out one thing that you think is probably the biggest factor with RedRex, or why people should be paying attention to, what is it?
I think it's just it's a novel way to create communities, and I think one of the things we're really hitting home with on this product is, well, a few things with the company and the project is we're a product first company. NFT, the token sale, we want to have that come second, and we want our holders to, get some real value right away. And that's a core part of what we do. We build products in the past, and we're going to continue to do that again. And I think that's really important for the space. And then this is just like a new way to a new take on communities in general, right? And I think there's a lot of opportunity. And once we get into the AR world, you can imagine, we're going to be building a mobile app and all these things, and you're walking down the street and you get this layer of information over the real world, and you can look at a building and be like, who owns that in RedRex, right? And so I think there's a lot of great opportunities for ownership. A big reason we want to tie Web3 into this is because we just love the idea of people owning their information, owning their data, having control over it.
Yeah, that was gonna be my big thing. Like the big thing for me is that digital control. When I, right now, if I have an online presence or an online account in any other system, I'm talking to everyone in the world, and I have no control. And the way I talk to my friends, and the way I talk to Andrew, and the way I talk to my family is completely different. Those are different types of conversations that I have, and this tool allows me to be able to control how I want to interact with people and who I interact, and I can control what's being said, who sees what, what I'm putting out there is really allowed to me. I'm allowed to control that, and it's not a everyone or no one. It's not a binary question anymore.
Yeah, and I think the last one I would say is a huge goal of ours with this product is to allow people to monetize and make money and work and live wherever they want in the world.
Yeah,
so.
and that's the future where we're headed, is the ability for these different walls. Seeing these different walls. We saw the Hangout, the home one. We have a streaming wall as well right now. Let's just stream. So we're gonna continue to add that. And that's where Andrew's going is, as we talk about what we put next, where we go next, and what we add, features and functionality we're going to build in the future. That's part of those founder passes that are really going to let people help us say, hey, what's most important, and how can we help the community be able to monetize?
Yep.
I think it's crazy when we have these kind of conversations where, you guys are building out this platform and saying, like, it is the users, the world is kind of changing in technology, and really kind of who benefits that ultimately. But a Berkey, Big Rick Energy, guys, this has been super, super cool. I may bug you here in a little bit down the road to give a bit more of a breakdown, follow you guys on the sale. I feel like I learned a hell of a lot from this, guys. I've thrown the the Twitter handle for RedRex down in the Twitch chat if you guys are wanting to go check them out and see what it is. I just want to open the floor for you guys. Is there any kind of last thoughts that you want to leave people with?
I think, get in early, because I think this is the potential to be pretty big. So yeah, check us out, join our Discord, ask questions if you have more. We're always online, and we just want to get feedback from the community. I think it's, we're Web2 builders. We've been software engineers for almost over a decade now at a ton of big companies, and we've seen that world from the very beginning. And I think one of our favorite parts about Web3 is the community-driven product development and everything like that, and just the project development, company development, right? And so we're really excited to just like listen to people and be like, all right, what do you want? So
I love it.
Join. Yep.
Yeah,
100%. All right, well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on today, and again, let's chat here in the near future.
definitely.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right,
Thank you.
peace.